Currently, there are 7 killers in Forsaken, each with their own playstyle and abilities, but not all of them are created equal. Some are genuinely fun to face as survivor, while others makes you want to rip your neck off out of pure frustration. Hello everyone, my name is Marza, and in today's video, I'll be ranking every killer based on how annoying they are to go up against as a survivor. This list is heavily opinion based, which is going to be my opinion, so nothing here is official. With that out of the way, let's get started.
My name is Uncle Samsonite, and my name is Uncle Samsonite.
Wow, who could have guessed that the most loopable killer in the game would end up being the least annoying? Sixer is extremely weak to basic stamina management, looping, and even simple map objects like tables and pillars.
My name is Uncle.
His so-called anti-loop abilities Infernal Cry and Blood Rush are wildly inconsistent, really do anything meaningful to actually stop looping. And for Rage mode, I mean, it's not that annoying if you just, don't get hit. And besides, Sentinels are really easy to play against Sixer. If you're even somewhat decent at stamina management and looping, going against Sixer feels less like a threat and more like taking a dog for a walk. Except instead of a walk, you're just forcing him to chase pillars the entire match.
What the fuck? Man, I don't want to talk your bitch.
Slasher is the public match stomper, and he's definitely more annoying than Sixer. Why? Because his entire playstyle revolves around rush down and single target pressure. Now, I'm not angry about it because he is intended to be played as a single target, melee only rusher. I'm just mildly annoyed. I am not blaming all the Slasher mains for playing the game correctly. Slasher's game plan is simple. Run, eliminate the support first, then clean up the rest of the survivors. The reason why I rank him above Sixer is because if you're playing a support against Sixer in public matches, you still have a solid chance to loop him for a long time due to his slow run speed and how his chase tool is inconsistent. With Slasher though, that's a different story. He has a run speed of 28, the fastest in the game. So yeah, he will catch up to you faster than Sixer and deal damage. That said, you still have some opportunity to create distance and escape if you play it smart. And for his, again, abilities are melee based, so dashing moves is easy to dodge if you're not incompetent, and just make sure that you manage your stamina wisely. 1X sits in a very specific spot for me when it comes to annoyance. He's not annoying, but he's also not that annoying. He's perfectly stuck in the middle. That's why he shares the same tier as Slasher. The main reason is, once again, the projectiles. He has a decently wide projectile, which is Mass Infection, that travels in a straight line, deals good damage, and poisons you. Then there's Entanglement, the smaller, faster projectile that does low damage, but stuns you in place if it hits, also in a straight line. However, there is one major weakness, and that the projectiles can't be aimed up and down, and honestly, thank God for that, because I don't want to face a killer who can freely aim a wide, high damage poison projectile. That's also why he isn't high to the annoyance list. High ground is 1X's biggest weakness. If you can get to elevated terrain, loop properly, and predict the projectiles, you're pretty much good to go. As for the minions, I mean, it's like okay in my experience. It's not that bad after the nerfs. And yeah, sometimes you'll think you're completely safe, only to get hit by a mass infection from across the map because 1X mixed someone else and got you in the crossfire. But honestly, that's more for funny than annoying, so yeah, he's mildly annoying.
Down the stairs I go, very low, not
I disliked Cool Kid ever since the game release, mainly because of how broken his walk speed override used to be, and the fact that he basically had everything: a slowing range attack with corrupt nature, a fast run speed of 28, a high damage dash with walk speed override, a near unreactable M1, and 2 silent minions. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Though that was months ago, and Cool Kid has received several balance changes since then. So how annoying is he for me now? He's kinda annoying. I still don't enjoy going up against Cool Kid because his playstyle feels like a better version of Slasher in my opinion, but he's not overwhelmingly frustrating anymore. His walk speed override also isn't nearly as easy to land as it used to be, which helps a lot. And he still has that stupidly strong one-hit combo, but it's not that easy to end from before. Okay, let's be honest, any trap-based killer is going to be annoying to face, and John Doe is no exception. This lovable spike hand build is seen as the weakest killer in the game by the casual community, while the competitive community swears he's the strongest. You can argue all you want about how good or bad John Doe really is in the comments. I'll just sit back and watch the chaos unfold. Like I said, trap-based killers aren't enjoyable to play against as a survivor because they heavily restrict your escape options during chases. With John Doe, he's trapped now less indefinitely, which makes escaping even harder once you're cornered. Combine that with his spikes, which can hit a decent range and physically block escape routes, and yeah, that definitely pushes the annoyance meter up for me. That said, I can't really be that mad. Watching a skilled John Doe player place traps so perfectly that escape becomes impossible is genuinely impressive, even if it's also incredibly frustrating. So yeah, I'm annoyed, but I still respect the skill and game knowledge. I think everyone already knows what Noli does. He's a 5-star difficulty killer, by the way, who revolves around giving survivors hallucinations and picking them off one by one. He has a steerable dash, which is Void Rush, a slow range attack that explodes on contact with players or walls, which is Nova, and a teleport that lets him jump to any generator. Oh, and let's not forget the fake generators he can spawn. If you complete one or accidentally work on it, you get hallucinations that reveal your location to Noli. And if he hits you with Void Rush while you're hallucinating, that's 45 damage gone. On top of that, there's the Void Star M1 combo that casually deletes 40 health. And yeah, I already know that some people are going to say, just juke him, just loop him. I know, I can loop him. That's not the issue. The issue is that it's just not fun to go against Noli in general. Let me remind you, this tier list is based on how annoying killer is. He's labeled as a trickster killer, but let's be real, that's a lie. This guy is 90% rushdown and maybe 10% trickster. His hallucinations are easy to spot if you're good at the game, but overall, he's still incredibly unfun to face against as survivor. Nosferatu might as well rename himself Mr. I Have Everything, because this man has stolen half the kills from our killers. First, there's Bloodhook, a medium range attack that when it hits, forces both Nosferatu and the survivor into a minigame. While you're stuck playing Friday Night Funkin', the survivor is slowly dragged toward him. If the survivor wins, they escape. If Nosferatu wins, that's 40 damage taken for the survivors. Then there's Cataclysm, a dash that draws a line toward his destination and explodes and also makes him dash back, dealing minor damage and leaving behind blood puddles that slow and damage any survivor who touches them. Hunter's Feast is a slow-moving projectile that can be redirected if it hits. It applies weakness and makes Nosferatu undetectable. And finally, Ascension, a free map traversal ability that drains no stamina. Let him travel horizontally and doubles as an ambush tool that deals significant damage if he drops on you from above. Now, I'll be honest, despite having everything, Nosferatu isn't actually that strong. His entire kit can be dodged fairly easily if you don't have the same game knowledge as Rager, but that doesn't mean he's fun to go against. His kit is the definition of Jack of all trades, Master of none. When you're facing Nosferatu, you have to play as if you're fighting a shapeshifter. He's using Cataclysm, time to abandon the loop. Bloodhook, get behind cover. And if you get hit, stay calm during the minigame. Hunter's Feast, stick onto a loop and keep your eyes on him. Ascension, watch the sky because if he's above you, whatever you're doing needs to stop immediately. What makes Nosferatu annoying isn't how strong he is, it's how mentally exhausting his kit to deal with. You have to stay on constant alert or else you'll get punished. And so that concludes this tier list video. Now, I must remind you, this video and tier list is mostly based on my opinion. Just because I said a killer is more annoying than the others doesn't mean it's an official. Everyone has their own preference. So, let me ask you this, viewer. What is your most hated killer and why? Tell me in the comments. And maybe I'll give you a stamp or a heart or a pinned comment, I don't know. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on my next upload. Goodbye!